Hello, welcome to episode 86 of the MastoCast. What's the MastoCast? It is the monoblog podcast hosted by yours truly, DJ Danny Dixon, Master Dan, worldwide. Hello, how's it going? Hope you're having a decent weekend. After what's happened and everything, which I'll get into. But yeah, hope you're having a nice weekend anyways. The weather's been a bit on and off, I think. It's been a bit on and off. Hope it's been alright for you, but yeah, it's been a bit on and off over here. I'm hoping it sorts itself out for Bloodstock in a couple of weeks' time. So 2 weeks, I'll literally be there. Can't wait. So yeah, I'm hoping that it is alright by then. But yeah, it's a bit on and off. It's still humid. It's raining every now and then. It's mostly overcast at the moment. But yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, but let's have a chat. What we've been up to. As part of my mono blog, it's supposed to be me blogging my life. But to be honest, not a lot has gone down. Did go to a stag do last week, I will say that. That was cool. Went to a stag do. My good friend James here, who was getting married in August this year. Went to a stag do in Scarborough. Good old Scarbardos. Not so sunny Scarbardos, might I add. It was shitting it down most of the weekend, but still had a good time. Yeah, it was probably shitting it down with rain, really bad. Even like when we were out drinking and stuff like that, pretty bad. But I suppose it chilled out a little bit actually when we got towards later end of the night drinking. But then what did we get up to while we were there? We all stayed in like this big massive. It was almost like a dorm, but like a really really cool like big massive cottage type building. It was really great. It was nice. Yeah, so we stayed there, had a lot of did a lot of drinking, played some football. Had a lot of curry, had a lot of pizza. It was great. It was a really cool place to hang out at. It was nice. Pool table there, dartboard there, like proper lad pad. It was awesome. So yeah, we all spent some time there. Went to the water park at just on the outskirts of Scarborough, the North Yorkshire water park. It was cool, and we were doing like paddle boards, and we were all on like these big massive paddle boards. You could put like 5 people on them. And like we were just like racing against each other and like crashing into each other, like jumping into the lake. Like, the lake just felt beautiful to jump in. Like it wasn't too cold or anything. It was nice. Yes, did that. Went out on the piss. Went to a couple of bars, like shitty karaoke bars, that sort of thing. Went to an Irish bar, which was great, called The Merchant. That was really good. And there was like a blues band playing called, I think it was Jack Anderson and the Prophets they were called. They were great. They're really, really cool. I was watching them and I was like, oh man, this is fucking mint. It was just like one of those, like, just blues bands that I love watching blues bands because they just make me want to play guitar loads. And yeah, they were awesome. They were really, really good. And yeah, that was it, really. Of course, should talk about what happened afterwards. That of course found out of the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, which was really really sad, man. Really 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 sad. Which is what I was on about earlier. And I hope people are having a good weekend despite what happened a few days ago. But of course, Ozzy Osbourne passed away Tuesday on the 22nd of July. Of course, Ozzy Osbourne, we all know, like, he wasn't doing very well. He had Parkinson's and loads of health problems, all that sort of stuff. And, he was getting on. He was 76 years old. But, finding out about his passing was still hard, man. It still really, really sucked. It was horrible. It was horrible, and to find that out. it was one of those things. I was in the middle of playing Expedition 33, and I was like grinding away. I was getting ready to like fight this boss. I was like, right, okay, here we go. I'm about to go in. I'm gonna go fight this boss. I'm gonna finish it. And then I get a message off one of my friends about Ozzy Osbourne passing away. And I was like, oh no, oh, shit. So like, I just like turned the PC off. I got my first pressing copy of Paranoid by Black Sabbath out, and then I played it on my record player. And ever since then, just been listening to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne stuff. You know, just the outpouring of love that's been going out for him. All like literally the past week, it's still ongoing. Like from like other musicians, celebrities, and just all over the place. It's been quite insane, really. And Ozzy Osbourne is just someone who I've always looked at as just like a fucking awesome person. Really, like a guy who was just he was bullied at school in Birmingham and just like as a kid, and he was he had undiagnosed dyslexia while he was at school, and he was just like a little kid, and like he got up to a lot of little shit as you do, like being a little burglar and all that, and just like he came from a proper like working class background in Aston and Birmingham, and the fact that man decided to join a band and become part of part of the creation of heavy metal, being in Black Sabbath, is quite an astonishing and a special thing, really. I've seen Ozzy Osbourne a few times, thankfully and luckily, and a couple of times I've seen him with Black Sabbath. Saw him in 2012. That was a download festival. That was like one of the greatest download headline sets I've ever seen. Like up there with like Muse and Tool and Guns N' Roses, and quite recently like Metallica and Bring Me the Horizon, like properly up there. Like it was an amazing headline slot. Like it was incredible, and Ozzy did really, really awesome on that day, and it was just fucking awesome. Like to see him and to see Black Sabbath, it was incredible. And I saw him again with Black Sabbath in 2016. It wasn't as good as the 2012 one, but like it was still pretty cool. And I saw him, as a solo artist in 2018. Again headlining Download, and that was fucking awesome as well, man. Like, and all three of those occasions I've seen Ozzy Osbourne live on stage, it was just the same person throughout. Like, just beaming with life, passion on stage. Just like he just had the biggest smile on his face. Like, just constantly talking to the crowd, like constantly getting people to get their hands in the air, constantly getting people to jump, like all that sort of stuff. And like he would always be saying like, "I love you all," and like "God bless you all." Like he was always just dead appreciative of where he was and being in front of people and performing. Like you always hear him on interviews. He'd always be like "I'm doing all right. I'd just rather be on stage. I just want to be on stage. I just want to do more shows and all that." Like especially like that frustrating period when he was just started to go through the Parkinson's and all that, and he was being interviewed by journalists and all that. He was just like, "This sucks. I just want to be on stage." And like he could have stopped bothering with all this sort of stuff, but like it was something that he wanted to do. And the fact that he passed away just days, well, I believe it was about 17 days after the Back to the Beginning show that he did, his last concert with as himself and as Black Sabbath, it just felt like he really wanted to hold on right until he could do those gigs. And I think it's just I think it's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing that we managed to see that. We watched the live stream in back garden and all that, and like just seeing that happen was at the time really special, really awesome. And like the fact that that's just happened, that's his way of going out, is just such a beautiful thing. And we've lost a legend. We've properly lost a legend. Like, someone who's helped shape the music that we know and love today. You know, without Black Sabbath, I probably wouldn't be having a podcast talking about metal and rock music and all that sort of stuff. I probably wouldn't be playing guitar. I probably wouldn't have played gigs. You know, who knows what could have been, you know, if it wasn't for Ozzy and Sabbath. And, you know, considering someone who has just got that massive, that big of a profile, and, you know, just been around for that long of a time, just, you know, he's not someone who's had a massive ego or anything like that, or anyone who just, you didn't think he was better than anyone. He was just always him. And I just couldn't respect him any more than that. And, you know, I'm sad that he's gone. And I think a lot of people are sad as well. So, you know, yeah, that's all I gotta say. There's nothing more I can say that other people haven't said, really, you know. Listen to Black Sabbath, listen to Ozzy Osbourne, watch the odd episode of the Osbournes here and there, because it is fucking funny, you know. They fucking rule. He ruled. And, yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it stings, man. It really, really stings. And, this actually happened the day before seeing Judas Priest. So I went to see, funny enough, back to Scarborough again to see Judas Priest, the legends at Judas Priest, a band that I absolutely love. So yeah, I went back to Scarborough Open Air Theatre to go see Judas Priest. Obviously, this is the day after, you know, Ozzy Osbourne's passing, and I know that Judas Priest liked to open the show with War Pigs through the speakers, and you know, I've seen Judas Priest plenty of times now, probably 5 times, something like that, and I've seen them all open with War Pigs every time, and I just knew before I got there, I was like, the outpouring of emotion is going to be crazy at this gig. Like, War Pigs came on the PA just before they came on stage, and everyone singing, "Generals gathered in the masses." Like, it was massive. It was loud. Everyone was fucking singing it. It was huge. Like, yeah. Very, very emotional. But yeah, anyways, talk about the gig itself, for sure. And it was all... anyways, I'll talk about the venue, actually. Scarborough Open Air Theatre. Fantastic. Really, really good. Literally managed to park just next to the venue, which was an absolute bare miracle, because, you know, like, I was meant to park somewhere else, but then I come across the car park, and I was like, shall we try there? Let's have a look. Let's have a go. I was with my dad, I was with our Adam, and our friend Pete, and it looked full. And like when we got in, it was full. I was like, shit, never mind. We'll go to somewhere else. And then someone like reversed out. I was like, yes, we're parking right next to the venue. So we got in there, and you know, you walk up towards the venue, like you go past the little mini train station that's there, which is, you know, really cool to see. And you go past this like a little sort of it's like a tiny little lake there, and they've got like little canoes and little boats and stuff, like before you head into the venue. And the venue is brilliant. It's great. Like, you think open air theatre, you think massive, but it generally isn't that big. Like, if you've ever been to the First Direct Arena at Leeds, it's basically like the same size as that. Like, both the floor standing and the seating. Like, it's literally just like being at Leeds First Direct Arena, like, but like without a roof on it. Like, it was great. Like, Leeds Direct Arena is like my first. It's like it was my favorite arena ever to see gigs at. Like, it's just a nice sort of size, and like, you know, no matter where you're standing, you get a good view. And I feel the same about this venue as well. And it sounded great, and you know, it was a decent night as well. Like, it was overcast, but it wasn't cold or anything like that, and it wasn't raining. But yeah, we walked in as Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons were playing, which was the main support. Phil Campbell, of course, played guitar for Motorhead. So like obviously when that stopped being a thing, he formed his own like band called Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, and sort of like that, you know, like hard rock sort of stuff, like you know, cut off denim jackets, like just like, you know, high volume, like kind of Black Spiders-ish sort of hard rock. They were quite good. They were decent. You know, I've never actually listened to any of their stuff before. Played a few Motorhead stuff as well. Played We Are the Road Crew. Played Ace of Spades. Played Born to Raise Hell. Like so, you know, that was good to hear. But yeah, they were pretty good. They were decent. I believe the bass player is Phil Campbell's son as well, which is cool. But yeah, no, they're a decent enough band. I like them. They're not one that I want to go like, oh my god, I must listen to this. But like, they're a cool little warm up. And then Judas Priest took to the fucking stage. Judas fucking Priest. I love Judas Priest so much. I love them very, very much. And I was very excited to see them live again because I've not heard any of the new material from Invincible Shield, which came out last year. And it was the 35th anniversary of Painkiller. So this tour was marked as the Shield of Pain tour, which is fucking awesome. Shield of Pain. And, like, literally walked up on stage, Rob Halford by himself, and he does the opening lyrics of All Guns Blazing from the Painkiller album. Like, twisting the steel, I'll give no mercy! Dealing those rivers ripped all up in me! And the band come on down. And I was like, yes, let's fucking go. Judas fucking Priest. Here. And they were fucking amazing. They were absolutely incredible. Like, yeah, I mean, I've seen them loads, and they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible live all of the time. I think the first time I saw Judas Priest was 2009. And like they've just been mint ever since. But yeah, the set list was just really, really good as well. Like as I say, it was the Invincible Shield / Painkiller. Sorry, yeah, Painkiller album tour, and it was really, really great. I think they played about 7 songs from Painkiller. Yeah, that's right. They played about 7 songs from Painkiller. You know, All Guns Blazing, Hell Patrol, and like, you know, third song in, they're coming in with You've Got Another Thing Coming, which is usually something that they put, you know, right in after the encore or something like that, or to finish with. Like, so, third song in the set, You've Got Another Thing Coming, like, fucking hell, yeah, bringing the anthems out, and Freewheel Burning, which is a song I've not heard them do live before, from Defenders of the Faith, which is my favourite album by Judas Priest, and like proper, fast, thrashy, heavy metal fucking opener from that album. Oh, so good. Like Free Will Burning, there's like this fast bit in Free Will Burning where it's like, it's almost like, you know, like scattery sort of rapping, like it's like, and like I can't even fucking do it. Like but Rob Halford was on top form. This motherfucker's 73 years old. Like, how is he still singing and screaming like this? Like, he was on such good form. Such good form. Like, you know, like, them songs from Painkiller aren't easy. Like, you know, this album's 35-year-old, and, like the vocals on that album are insane, because, like, they're just so high-pitched and screamy, and, like, he's just a big bald guy with a big grey beard, and he's still going fucking, nah! Fucking all over the place. He's incredible. We have Breaking the Law, like fifth song into the set. Like again, another Judas Priest classic. You playing that early. Touch of Evil, Nightcrawler again from Painkiller, which is awesome. And one thing I love about Painkiller, they like to put in the odd sort of deep cut, because they put in Solar Angels, which is from the Point of Entry album, like an album that not many people talk about really, because it was kind of one of the softer ones that came in the, I believe it came out after British Steel, if I remember rightly. You know, like, and British Steel was like a huge album for Priest back in was it 1979 or was it 1980? Let me just have a quick look there. I think it was 1980. Yeah, 1980 was British Steel, and then Point of Entry came after that, which was 1981. And so it was like Point of Entry was a bit of a more mellow album for Judas Priest. But it's still a good album, though. I actually really like that album. I think it's quite good. But yeah, and they did, and obviously Scream for Vengeance came out after that, and that's when they went full thrash after that. But yeah, Solar Angels was a nice, cool surprise, because that's a good song, that. Gates of Hell from the latest album sounded great, and The Serpent and the King, of course, fantastic. But they also played Giants in the Sky, which was dedicated to Ozzy Osbourne. Rob Alford, of course, did a really moving speech for him and all that. He said, like, last 24 hours have been tough having there. Like, this is what he wants us to be doing, and that's the only way we can pay our respects to him, is to play live music and heavy metal for him. And, he dedicated Giants in the Sky for him. And it was, it's one of those songs that's dedicated for, like, a lot of people from, rock and metal that have passed away, like Roy James Dio and stuff like that. Because, like, throughout the tour, they've had, like a video on behind them, and it was, like, Dio and, Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, like loads of people who have just, like, passed away. And then, like, they managed to get, like, they must have done, like, a very quick edit before the gig and, like, get Ozzy Osbourne in there. So, like, yeah, they played Giants in the Sky, which is dedicated to him, which was fantastic. I imagine there was a few not so dry eyes out there. Of course, Painkiller was amazing. He is the Painkiller! Like, God, what a fucking tune that is. I generally think Painkiller, even though I've heard them play it every time live, I just loved fucking Painkiller so much that night. I don't know what it was. Like, Painkiller was, like, one of my standouts. It was so good. And, of course, like, last three songs of the encore, Electric Eye, Hellbent for Leather. Hellbent for Leather came out in his fucking Harley Davidson motorbike. Like, you'll never be as cool as 73-year-old Rob Halford driving out on stage on a fucking Harley Davidson with a fucking whip in your mouth. Like, it's just so fucking cool, man. Like, you'll never be as cool as that. I'll never be as cool as that. It's just facts. Just absolute facts. And, of course, closing out with Living After Midnight from British Steel. Like, oh, it was just brilliant. It was just fucking fantastic. And, and being at that venue, it was awesome. And I feel like it was a big outpouring of emotion from, like, obviously losing Ozzy Osbourne the day before. Judas Priest were fucking on one, man. They were absolutely amazing. They were great. They were absolutely awesome. So, yeah. Big up Judas Priest. Fucking mint band, man. I fucking love them. And, yeah. Of course, one thing pointing out, I do believe London the next day had Glenn Tipton come out on stage for them to do the encore with them, and Glenn Tipton couldn't make the Scarborough date by the looks of it. So yeah, he was out with Judas Priest on London, so that's nice to see. So we didn't get that, but like I'm glad that he was able to join them, because of course he's the original guitar player, but unfortunately he's dealing with Parkinson's also, so he can't really play guitar and be on stage as well as he could. So I was lucky enough to see him back in the day, but yeah. But he got replaced by Andy Sneap, who does a fantastic job, and Richie Faulkner is fucking mint on guitar as well. He's really, really good. The rest of the band, tight as fuck. They were great. Anyways, I'll chat about some albums, actually, that I've been listening to, and, like, ones that I have missed to talk about on the podcast, really. Because there's been the odd one where, like, I was unable to, like, record the podcast, and, but I've still been listening, of course. Yeah, there's been a few albums, so I thought I'd do a bit of a catch-up of, like, some stuff that I've been listening to. But this is the main one here that I've been meaning to talk about, that I haven't got around to talking about. Because there's been, like, the 2000 Trees review and stuff like that, and, all that sort of stuff. But Turnstile. I haven't talked about the new Turnstile album yet, which is fucking sacrilege. Of course, Turnstile are back with their album, Never Enough. The follow-up to Glow On, which came out about was that 4 years ago? Which is insane. Yeah, 4 years ago since Glow On. You know, Glow On was just such a massive impact for Turnstile, like, and really, really skyrocketed their trajectory. You know, I've always loved Turnstile. You know, ever since Not Stop Feeling came out, like their debut album, along with all the other EPs before that. I've always loved Turnstile, but like obviously their profile is just like shot through the roof ever since Glow On. And you know, they played Glastonbury a couple of times. They've just announced like a sellout UK tour. Like they're playing Alexandra Palace, which is insane for a hardcore band, you know. And they're a hardcore band that, you know, really, really delve into other music genres and are quite unique. There's no band that sound like Turnstile, I don't think. And that, you know, they just do it better than a lot of people. I just think they're a phenomenal band. And, you know, when I heard about Never Enough coming out, of course I was excited because I thought, yeah, this is going to be good. And we have it now. Of course, we had it about a month ago. But, yeah, Never Enough by Turnstile. This album is sublime, to be honest. It's incredible. I'll say now, I don't prefer it over Glow On. But I do love this album. I do love what it does. I think with Glow On, like, they were able to create their best album, make some, like, amazing, like, hardcore music, as well as, you know, integrating into other, like, little production and, you know, different instrumental sort of things that will help broaden the sound and make it a bit more, I don't know, like, just cooler, really. And, you know, something a bit more than hardcore, I guess. And I think what they've done is they kind of done a bit of an extension of that. I feel like extension is the right word, because a lot of people just turn on and say, oh, it's just Glow On 2.0, and I kind of think that's a bit harsh. There are some similarities between some songs on Glow On, but that's about it, really. But I feel like they've definitely upped the production and the sort of vibiness that you got from Glow On. Like, you know, with a lot of the, you know, the synthy stuff, the, you know, saxophone, like the trumpets and saxophone and like woodwind stuff, like all the vibey sort of stuff. I think they've really honed in on that sort of stuff on this album, and the riffs, you know, still fantastic riffs, but I don't think there's as many good riffs as on this album as there is on Glow On, if that makes sense. So I feel like this is a good extension of Glow On, because I think this is their second best album, I believe. That's what I think. You know, like Never Enough, the single that came from this album, is just astonishing. I absolutely love this song. You know, it's very simple. Like, it's very not simple. Sorry, it's very similar to what we got with Mystery. Like, it's kind of like that same sort of pace and that sort of, you know, grand opening of an album. Like, but it's a song that I really, really love. You know, the song on this album that has just been stuck in my head for the most has been I Care, which is, you know, like the sort of like attempt on like a funky sort of indie number, like, you know, until like that chorus kicks in and then that crunch from the guitar like properly kicks in, and like, what do you really want to fall apart? Like, just fucking brilliant album. Like, sorry, brilliant song is I Care. It's awesome. And Dreaming, there's loads of trumpet work going on. Like, it's like that's a fucking standout track for me as well. But yeah, there's a few songs on this album that sound quite like they wouldn't belong on like Glow On. Like, they sound quite different to some of the tracks on there. Like, you know, Light Design's got a bit more moody, and same with like Slow Dive has literally got the sweet leaf riff in there. Slow Dive's like really, really cool. Like, a bit more sort of, I don't want to say stonerish, but like, you know, kind of like a moody, sort of laid back sort of tune. Birds has got that sort of TLC thing going on. Like, it's one of the faster songs, like shorter ones, and but it's fucking great. It's awesome. But no, I'm free. I'm gonna free. Like I love that sort of vocal pattern that he's doing on there. See the Stars is just like some funky ass number, that like disco thing that they've got going on. Just so catchy, so catchy, and yeah. But there's what else have we got? like the last couple of tracks on here as well as like really close out this album beautifully. Like Time Is Happening is just it's almost like a Ramones sort of track. I can imagine Ramones playing a song like this, and like just that chorus of "Time is happening," da, 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 da. Like I was listening to that and I was thinking, oh, this has got to be the closer. But then Magic Man kicked in, and Magic Man is just beautiful. Like it's just literally just Brendan like playing along with like some synths and stuff like that. There's not a single guitar on this track, I don't think, but like it's a beautiful way to close the album. And yeah, this album has just been on repeat, non-stop. Like it's just been absolutely stunning. Like I love it. I absolutely love this album so much. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Yeah, one of my favorite albums of this year. Dare I say 10 out of 10? Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. Like, Glorn's a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. This is fucking fantastic. It's one of my favorite albums of the year. Yeah, Turnstile. Never enough. Listen to that album. If you haven't listened to that album, do yourself a favor and do it. Like, just for me, one of the coolest bands ever as well. Like, just so cool. And, yeah. It's a fantastic album. Yeah, there's just a few other albums I'll shout out as well. Warbringer is a band I have not spoke about on this podcast before. They brought out an album called let me try and find it. Wrath and Ruin. And yeah, the Warbringer are a band who've been going quite a long time, but I haven't really been familiar with them. But they're a really cool sort of thrashy sort of I wouldn't go as far as death metal. But like they've got a bit of like Black Dahlia murder about them in some places. Yeah, their album Wrath and Ruin just came out in 2025. Like got a bit of traction, more so than any of their other albums, and they're playing Bloodstock main stage this year. So like they're a band that I've been getting into recently. So if you like sort of Black Dahlia murder tinge, sort of like heavy metal, lots of thrash in there, like kind of sounds like Andy Sneapish sort of production. Yeah, this is a really, really great album. Sword in the Cross, Better World, Neuromancer, just fantastic songs, and like the Jackhammer is great as well. Like I think the Jackhammer might be my favorite song on that album. Like the hammer slips away, like full of riffs, full of double bass, kick pedal, drumming, that sort of shit. Like thrashy. It's really cool. It's a really, really cool album. Really recommend anyone. If you like heavy metal, listen to this album. Simple as. So another, I'll shot a couple more albums. Higher Power, I've surprise released an album. After God knows how many years since the last one. Like the last album was like, I think that was like 5 years ago. Like what was that one then? 20 Mile High. I can't remember. The last album was really good though. But Higher Power been going for a while now. You know, like really well like regarded in the hardcore scene. And they brought out an album this year, signed to Nuclear Blast, and they literally just dropped it. Literally just completely surprise released it. They did bring out Absolute Bloom last year, which is the opening track of this album. And then after that, we didn't hear of anything else. We didn't know they were making a new album or anything like that. And apparently there was some mishaps going into it, because they were signed to Roadrunner before. So I don't know if it was anything to do with the label changing or anything like that, but yeah, this album is fantastic. It's really, really good. Higher Power, still bringing in that sort of 90s tinge, sort of hardcore grunge thing to their sound. You know, lots of failure, lots of like just like fucking old school sounding like thrash hardcore. They're fucking great. Absolute Bloom. Two Doors Down, my favourite track on this album, is amazing. Yeah, Lunar Tuesday is fantastic. All the Rage has just got one of the most massive Higher Power choruses I've ever heard. 9 tracks, 33 minutes, just good shit. Just really, really good shit. And yeah, last one I'll pick up on as well is an album by a band called Rivers of Nihil, which is a self-titled album. Again, another band who were playing Bloodstock that I am very, very excited to see it. So, like, one of those bands that, yeah, that I'm just, you know, I'm trying to swap up on some more bands for Bloodstock. So this was a band and that I saw on the main stage. So I've heard of them. I'm like, I'll go get into the album. And their album's really good. It's really, really good. Like, it's kind of on they kind of sound like a deathcore band, but more on like the proggier end of things. Like they kind of sound like a deathcore band, like Whitechapel or Lorna Shore, but like as if but there's like bits of like Between the Buried and Me in there, and like Dream Theater. Like they're quite cool. I really like them. But yeah, this is a new album that came out this year. Very, very heavy as fuck, and has some like little prog nuances in there. I think they're cool, and there's bits in there that sound a lot like Between the Buried and Me, which I really, really like. And yeah, the suborbital blues, like you'll get a good feel for this album, like when you hear the opening track, like very sort of melodic, clean singing before it gets into those really harsh, deep, growly vocals, and I think it's just like it sounds very down-tuned, like they're on 7 strings and that. So yeah, very technical, very, very cool, very heavy. Rivers of Nihil by Rivers of Nihil. That's Nihil spelled Nihil. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. But yeah, that's it for music, really. That was quite a long bit on music. Let's talk about video games, shall we? Because I've got one to talk to you about. And that is, of course, I know on this podcast I've been saying, I'm playing Expedition 33. I've been playing it here and there, just grinding through it. I haven't been back to it as much as I wanted to be. Because here's the thing, it's on my PC. I've been playing it on my PC, and I got it for free on Game Pass. So recently, I've just finished it. I've finished this game. I first started playing this game. When did it come out? I feel like it was like March or February. I'm just gonna have a look at the release date. It was April, 24th of April. Expedition 33. So like this came up on Game Pass and for free on day one of release, and it's had smashing reviews across the board. It's it looked cool on the trailers before it came out, so it was a game that I was like quite interested in playing. So I was like, fuck it, yeah, I'll give it a go. Played it on Game Pass like when it came out, like 3 months ago, and I was just like, yeah, there's something about this game. This is really something special. And when it got to this past week, I've been hammering it. I swear, hammering this game, like to the point. Last time when I finished it, I was on it for 7 hours. I was up until 6 o'clock in the morning because I had a night shift the next day. So I was like, right, okay. Because I like to stay, I'm sure I said on the podcast before, like, I like to stay awake for as long as possible before my first night shift, just so I feel alright and I have good sleep. So yeah, I was up until 6 a.m. because I thought I'd finish this game earlier, but turns out there was more to it. So like, I ended up like staying up and finishing it. But this game, man, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. This game is, I think, is a modern classic. I think this game is going to be talked about for years and years and years down the line because this is an absolute fucking masterpiece. This game is incredible. I can't believe what I've just played. Like, this is one of the best games I've played in a long time. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. Like, and I've just been thinking about it, like, the past, couple of days since I've finished it, and like what that adventure was from starting to finishing. Like, so, first of all, hands off to Sandfall Interactive, who are the developers behind this game, because this is only a small development team. Nothing big, This isn't like some big, massive PlayStation release like Ghost of Tsushima or God of War or Last of Us or anything like that. This is not a big team. So this team have managed to make this game, and they've managed to release it to people for way cheaper than what any other, Call of Duty, FIFA is, or whatever. I believe it came out and it was like between 40 and 50 quid to buy. And it was a day one Game Pass thing, Game Pass is really handy for that sort of shit. Like, if you want to try something new. And that's how I ended up with this game. And fair fucks to this small team bringing this game out, but it also looks like a AAA game. Like, this game looks absolutely stunning. Like, the whole landscape of it is just beautiful. All the colours, the character modelling is really, really unique. All the enemies, all the bosses, like, it is so unique and stunning. Like, you could compare this to like an Elden Ring or something like that, because it just looks that well done. It looks absolutely beautiful. And yeah, they absolutely smashed it out the park with the design, the level design, all that sort of stuff. The soundtrack is amazing, very orchestral, very cinematic, and the voice acting as well. Like some big names in the voice acting for sure. Like Andy Serkis is in there. I forgot his name. He's in Daredevil as well. Let's see. I've got the English voice cast here. We got Charlie Cox, who does Gustav. Jennifer English, who does Mael. Kirsty Ryder, I'm not sure what she does, but she's in there. But like the whole voice cast has been fantastic. And Andy Serkis, man, he's a big name. Fucking Gollum, for God's sakes, motherfucking Gollum. And I just think this game is really, really unique in its setting, really well acted out, looks stunning, the music is amazing, all that sort of stuff. The story itself is really, really fucking cool, and I'm not going to spoil the story at all, but I will give you like the sort of the premise of the initial mission that you set out to do. So you are a group of people who are set out on an expedition to basically destroy what is called the Paintress, and the Paintress is someone that paints a big number on this huge tablet that people can see from the Lumiere, which is the island like you first set on. And every time, and this is like a year that's been counting down ever since 100, so now they're down to 33. Each year, an expedition of a certain age will go out and try and take down this Paintress. So, basically, it'll have started from 100. Anyone at the age of 100 dies. And then the next year will happen. Anyone at the age of 99 will just die. They just sort of vanish away into dust. So now we're at 33. There's no one in it over the age of 33. So, like, obviously this expedition goes out to try and, destroy the Paintress so that people can, live long, grow old, all that sort of stuff. That is the initial story. That's what you that is your mission. That is what you set out to do. And you think you do all that, and it's like, yeah, nice one, I finish it. And then more shit unfolds. It does a complete turn. Like, it does get a bit complex once you get to like the third act. Like, act 1 and 2, quite straightforward in what you have to do. Act 3, it does go quite all over the place, kind of Inception-esque. But it is really, really well done. Like, I will say it is a bit complicated. I've had to do a couple of like YouTube deep dives just to sort of explain some things that I didn't quite get. And now that I have got a bit more, I'm just like, God, I just think that's so fucking clever. Like, it's just so cool. Yeah, this game is a masterpiece. It's incredible. Like, everything down to the gameplay, how it looks, the combat. Of course, this is JRPG game, and RPGs aren't my thing, man. Like, I don't play JRPGs all that much. You know, like, I mean, I love Final Fantasy VII. Like, Final Fantasy VII is like the only Final Fantasy I've ever played. Like, the OG and the remakes are the only ones I've ever played. And, you know, they're great. They are absolutely great. And, yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's so fucking awesome. Like, you know, like the actual, even like because it's all turn-based as well. The turn-based combat is fucking awesome as well. Like, you know, it's one of those where you got to like time your parries at the same time. Like, once you get that parry and you counter attack like your opponent, it's very, very satisfying. Like, all of the magic that you use and all the sword tricks that you do are really, really cool. And as I said, like, all the enemies look amazing as well. Like, all your parries are just like, so you have to be really well timed with them as well. Like, it's not just like you got to press a button to the beat of the music or whatever, and then you get successful parry. A lot of them is just like very all over the place. It's like a weird progressive type thing. And yeah, I can't help but fall in love with the characters on this game as well. Really well voice acted. Like, they're all great. There are a few, like, you know, there are certain instances that happen that leave your jaw on the floor. It's a very emotional game. It's fantastic. I feel like I played a masterpiece. It's incredible. Like, it's so impressive that a studio as small as Sandfall Interactive have come up with a game like this. You know, like, I just think it's something that's really unique and different and just beautiful. So, honestly, like, even if RPGs aren't your thing, like, just give this game a go. Like, I highly, highly recommend this. Like, it's stunning. Like, it is absolutely stunning. Like, I don't know what the fuck to play next now. Like, I'm just like, well, where the fuck do I go from here? Because it is so good, honestly. Like, if you got Game Pass, it's on there. Just play it. Just give it a go. See what you think. And, you know, like, it's cheap enough to buy physical as well. Like, you know, 40, 50 quid for a brand new game. And you are getting value for money with this. I think it's incredible. It's amazing. Like, it's going to be very, very hard for me for any, well, not for me. I don't make games. It's going to be very, very hard for anyone to beat this for Game of the Year this year, because this is like something special. I'm going to be buying this for the PS5 because like I say, I played it on Game Pass on my PC, which was, you know, fine. I'm going to get this on PS5, brand new, just so I can support the developers, and they've done very, very well. I can tell. Like, I believe they sold over 3 million copies. Let's see. They're now at wow. That's wow. Wow. That's insane. That's quite a mad statistic. Expedition 33 has sold 3.3 million copies within 33 days of its release. That's quite insane. Yeah, it surpassed 2 million copies sold within first 2 weeks. So, like, it's done very, very well, and like all the reviews across the board, like, it's 10 out of 10 on Steam, like 9 out of 10 on IGN, Metacritic, it's a 93, GameSpot's a 9 out of 10, some 10 out of 10s here and there. For me, this is a 10 out of 10, straight up. I think this game is fucking outstanding. So, yeah, highly recommend you play it. It's amazing. I love it. So, yeah, that's it for this week's episode. It was quite a big one, quite a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, listen to Ozzy Osbourne, listen to Black Sabbath, play Expedition 33. And I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I will see you next week. I'll be joined by Jake again. Jake's come back on. We're going to talk about Bloodstock. It's going to be the preview episode, which is something we've not done on here before. But it's going to be a preview talking about some of the bands that are going to be playing there, talk about the festival itself. It's going to be my first time camping there, so I've got some questions to ask. Jake. So, yeah. Next week, I'll be joined by Jake. We're going to be doing the preview for Bloodstock, so that's very exciting. And, yeah, anyways, enjoy your weekend. Listen to Sabbath. Listen to Ozzy. play Expedition 33. Just do it. Right.